up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host and captain and dad, Garrett Morlang, and here in the virtual studio is the king of golf himself, Adrian the Homeboy Holmes. What's up, Adrian?
Good evening, good sir. How are you this evening?
I'm doing very good. I was telling you before, I'm feeling it's this weird thing. It's hard to explain. I'm not actually like tired. I don't feel like I go to sleep, like I need to go to sleep, but I have like this feeling like, oh man, if I laid down right now, I'd just pass out. Like I don't know. I've never felt this way, or maybe I have. I just forgot. But
it's the I could eat of sleeping. Like
exactly.
You know, somebody asks if you're hungry. I could eat. You know.
100%. Someone put down a pizza in front of me, I'd probably eat the whole thing. I'm not hungry, but I'd eat the whole thing.
Right.
And that's how I feel right now. Is like if I put my head back and just like sat here too long against the headrest, like I'd probably just like pass out, even though I'm not tired.
Garrett, we're live. We're live.
Dunk, 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 just banging on the can. Wake up. Yeah, other than that, I'm doing good. Also, because I'm stoked that I get to hang out with you in person, like tomorrow.
That's right.
And Wednesday.
I'm on my way down there.
Coming down to San Diego.
Early tomorrow morning, I'll be hitting the road.
Yeah, now you say early. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how long that drive is, because we used to do that from Modesto. For us, it was like anywhere from 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Is that what your Google Maps is saying about for it?
Probably about 7.
Okay.
7.5. If
Not
I
too
leave
bad.
at the time and then I'm supposed to be leaving at.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the tricky thing. At least you don't have 2 kids you have to get out the door.
Right.
It's always like
most of my stuff is packed. It's just kind of, incidentals and little trinkets and whatnot, and deciding if, what games I want to take and what I don't. It's a tough one.
Just bring all. Hey, if you're bringing in your car, just bring all of them.
I'm thinking about it, dude. I'm like, man,
might as well.
Should I just get an extra bag and just stuff it?
I mean, you have the space. Just throw it on a box and throw it in the trunk, right?
Yeah, I mean, you joke, but I was like, man, should I bring my GameCube?
Oh, dude.
Get some Double Dash going?
Oh, man. I mean, if you bring it, we'll figure out a way. Maybe we can stream it. Just do a Double Dash.
I got my little converter. I'm just saying.
Oh, shoot. Is that what we're doing? Is that what you're coming down here? We're doing tournament? You may have beat me in golf, but I definitely would beat you in Double Dash.
Don't do this. You already embarrassed yourself one time. Don't do this.
Besides,
no, look, we
100%.
need to race. We need to race in one cart.
Oh,
and
so
beat
you
the
need to
competition.
team up. Okay.
Yes.
So are we doing like a full run of the game, tag team style? Like we can beat the whole game in one night?
We just got to get on that Unimind where we know when to switch and where we both know when to use our weight to shift and drift around the corner. We'll be unstoppable, man.
Dude, I haven't touched Double Dash in probably like easily 10, 15 years. Like I don't know when it came out. Well, it's been a long time. Because I mean, I got rid of my GameCube. Yeah, it was forever ago.
No, you didn't. You
Yeah,
know how expensive they are now?
I know. I was a dumb kid who was like, I got rid of all my stuff. So my dad had, I've talked about this before, he had the Sega Genesis, he had NES, SNES, we had the PS1, we had PS2, I had my GameCube, all this stuff. And I was one of those dumb kids who like, I want the new thing. I really love the old thing, but I want the new thing a little more. So I'll trade it all in or sell it in order to buy the next thing. And now I'll regret it till the day I die, because I'll probably never get my hands on, another NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, GameCube, all without paying just way too much for it. PS1. I already have a PS1. Because I have a buddy hooked me up, which is awesome. He's like, hey, I found this in my parents' attic. Do you want it?
Do you want it?
Yes. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I'll pay $50 for Metal Gear Solid again on disc. Yes.
See, thankfully, I still have my launch PS3, so I'm good, right? I've got, which is essentially a PS1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
All in one package.
I've scrolled through eBay a few times because you can get a launch PS3 for anywhere from like $150 to $250, like $150, $250. I'm like, that's not terrible for what it's 3 consoles. It's 3 consoles in one.
Yeah, I have the one that has the actual PS2 hardware in it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
There was ones that have the hardware in it, and then there's ones that emulate the PS2 hardware.
Right. Exactly.
Those are the ones that you probably get like 150, 175. The ones that actually have the PS2 in it are the ones that are like 250, 300.
Okay, it can be a little more, yeah.
So
yeah,
I will never, I will pay whatever price to get it fixed if it ever breaks down. I'm not getting rid of that.
That was another big mistake in my gaming life as well, because my cousin, he got a new PS3 Slim when those came out, not the super slim, but like the slim ones. And he's like, hey, I have this old one. At that point, I used to have a 360, but it died again. I'm like, screw it, I'll buy another 360. So he gave me his launch PS3 with like the PS2 hardware. You can play PS1 game, everything in it. And he gave it to me, and I used that thing literally till it died. And then I tried to fix it myself, and I was like, nah, I can't figure it out. And I didn't ruin it anymore. Like it was already, I didn't like do anything drastic.
Should have sent it to Sony.
And I was like, oh man, it died. Like, what am I gonna do? I was like, well, I guess that's it. I ended up just like selling it on eBay, and like an idiot. And
it's either in a landfill or fully repaired at some guy's shop.
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. I sold it on eBay, bought the super slim, mind my own business.
The one that does like this.
Yeah, the one that has like a ka-ching, ka-ching, like it's
that one feels so cheap.
It was a Black Friday deal, you know. It was like on sale for like $100 or something like that.
I can respect three games. The Slim still looks good. Like
the Super Slim's just like it reminded me of
the dollar store PS3.
Yeah, 100%. But so here's the deal. I know exactly what happened to that original PS3 because I sold it. I was like, well, that's it. Goodbye. So farewell. And it was around the time whenever The Last of Us.
13?
The Last of Us, 2013. I was sitting at church, doing church thing, mind my own business. I got an email on my phone. I'm like, that's weird. Email from PlayStation. I bought a game. What the heck? That's weird. Like I just kind of ignored it.
Oh no!
And then I got a message. And then I got a message a little bit later again, like from PayPal, like, hey, yeah, your PayPal's been charged, $60 for Last of Us from Sony. I'm like, that's really like, why? Like, what's going on? Maybe
you didn't sign out.
The only thing I was wondering, I was like, well, maybe one of my roommates were screwing around and accidentally bought it. I'll just like, at that point, I didn't realize you couldn't get refunds on digital games. So I was like, I'll just refund, not a big deal. And so I got back and I did some research and, realized, oh, shoot, yeah, you can't get refund on digital games. I'll just have them pay for it. I'll be like, hey, dude, you accidentally bought something. You owe me $60. Well, I asked them all and they're like, no, like we weren't here. I don't know, like I had like 2 or 3 roommates and they're all like, yeah, no, we weren't here. Like we were all gone. I was hanging out with my girlfriend. I was doing whatever. I'm like, dang it. And sure enough, I fired up the PlayStation. Nothing was installed on there. And then it hit me. I'm like, no way.
So somebody bought it from you.
Someone bought it from me. Got
fixed.
It working. That's the only thing I can think of. I can't think of any other way someone got my account information because the big hack happened. That was like a year or 2 prior, right? I don't think
that
it
was 2011. I'll never forget that.
So I was like,
so
someone got the PS3. They fixed it. It was like, oh shoot, it's still logged in. Because I didn't clear the hard drive. I just sent them the thing. And then, there you go. They bought The Last of Us, and I fought with Sony for so long to get a refund. They wouldn't give me a refund. I'm like, well, can you at least, reset how do I reset my password? And eventually, somehow, I managed to get it all reset again.
Oh, they let you do that? How droll? How funny? They let you reset your password, huh?
I ended up finding, the person who hacked into my account didn't change my password. I just forgot what it was because you log in once and then you never have to log in again pretty much. And so I finally remembered my password. I changed it. But then the big thing is I had to tell them, I'm like, well, can you deactivate my account on all PlayStations? Because even when you change a password, you're still signed in. Activated like PlayStations. It's under my account. And so that was what they had to end up doing is they like nuked my whole account. They're like, okay, there's no more PlayStations attached to your account. You're gonna have to make your PS3 like your main one again and all this stuff. And
that's cool. I could do that.
It was such a pain. Yeah, it was fine, but it was such a bummer. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, yeah, they got it working. They got it up and running. Stole a game from me. But oh well. So that's that story.
You lucked out. At least they didn't change your information because
my
account doesn't even look like I ever had it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was so scared that was going to happen. I'm like, no, please don't lock me out. It's so bad. But yeah,
You got out of the Tartarus pit, unlike me.
barely made it out. But yeah, but I'm excited for you to come down, dude. It'll be fun hanging out,
Looking
IRL.
forward to it, man.
JJ, if you haven't noticed, is not here tonight. And he's just like, he's texted me a few times. He's like, dude, you better make all sorts of awesome content. You better be the whole time just have the camera rolling. I'm like, JJ, we're not you. Like, we're not just gonna like, I don't know. We're hoping to make some content. Obviously, we're gonna film stuff. I'm sure we're gonna take pictures. We're gonna be post stuff on Instagram. But of us hanging out and whatever we end up doing. But I was telling JJ, he's like, dude, that camera should never stop. I'm like, JJ, come on, like. We're not
every moment, sir.
We're not like you where literally every moment of your life is just a comedy,
JJ, look, you focus on breaking out of that Russian prison, okay?
Yeah,
I didn't want to have to tell people why you aren't here tonight, but that's what's going on. So when you're out of that gulag, then you can talk.
So I just made a big whoopsie. I remembered that my AC was running, so the first 20 minutes of that audio is going to sound like garbage. So I'm sorry, all you podcast listeners. I forgot my AC was going. Man, well, let's get going. Yeah, we've been about 15 minutes. So let's get into the show here. Today, we're going to be talking about how Halo Infinite development might be having some issues still.
Might be.
Epic.
Be?
Yeah, might be. Epic hurt the Among Us developers' feelings. Pokemon Arceus looks amazing, and Skyrim is coming out
again.
Wait, what year is it again? But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producer, Toby Dalton. Shout out to Toby,
my boy.
Thank you so much for your support and love over there. Even though
coming to see you, coming to shave that back.
Yeah, even though you have terrible takes on chicken sandwiches and a lot of other things, honestly, that's fine. We're thankful for you to be our producer. And shout out to our Super Gamer sponsors. We have Bill Bird, Julie Bates, Brent Fox, Daniel James, and Mama Mare. We appreciate you guys. So yeah, thanks for that. The support. You can support us over at patreon.com/supergamerboys if you want to be awesome like them, as well as the rest of the folks who support us. You get our exclusive Patreon show, bonus show, only available on Patreon, called Super Gamer Book Club, where we talk about awesome games. Adrian is the host of that show. And last month we did Narita Boy with Eddie from Normcore Gaming. This month, coming September, first Friday of every month. So this next week, actually, we're going to be talking about Hades with Nate Fletcher.
Yeah, Hades.
I'm excited for that, dude. It's such a fun game. It's such a blast. So much about it is just perfect. It's just perfect. Especially the soundtrack.
So
I don't want to spoil too much for the episode next week, but let me tell you. Club.
Just wait for it's not far away. All right.
It's not far. I can hold out for another week. But we're going to talk more about our Patreon later in the show. Now, it is time to check the mail.
You might have to read off the doc today. I accidentally packed the mail bag in with my stuff. I was in a rush.
Okay. Pack the mail bag in the car. That's fine.
Yep.
All right. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Draw off of my Google Doc. All right. So this first question actually comes from Boba Fletch himself. And this is not just a fun question. This is a serious question. Okay?
All right.
He wants to know what our goals are for the podcast/show for the next year.
Getting real, eh?
Getting real. This isn't some fun, stupid video game question. This is like, what? You guys have been doing this for almost 3 years now. Like, what are you going to do? What's the next year look like?
I mean, I feel like, you're running the ship, so I feel like you should probably go first. And I mean, since you've seen it from the inception, I'm the newest crew member, so I can only bounce off of what your game plan is, your ground zero.
Okay. Yeah. So we've had a couple talks over the last year, like me and JJ talked, and then a few times before Adrian came on, even with Zetch we've talked. Now that Adrian's on, like when he first came on, we had some discussions and kind of what our hopes and dreams are. I guess we didn't really label them as goals, but really they are goals. They're hopes, and it's things to get to in the next year. So we are hoping to, at this point, probably do at least one more show. We want to do another show. We have two shows. I mean, we have our mainline show here. We have the Patreon show over on Patreon, Super Gamer Book Club. That makes sense. A Patreon show on Patreon. And we'd love to bring another show. And that one is also, and we've talked about it. If you miss our ad segment, we've talked about, hey, if we can hit this goal, we'd love to do a third show, that other show. It's kind of like just a little more, in real life, kind of like we pick a topic, we take a question, or we just like talk about random stories, something that happened in our life. Just the three of us, maybe we have a guest on and just chill, hang out, talk, have a blast. And it's a little more loosey-goosey hangout session. So just, if you want that to happen, support us over at Patreon. And I guess off the top of my head, just off the dome right now, like I imagine that would be kind of similar to like it might come out on Patreon first, like they have exclusive rights, but I think it'd be a fun one to release also to the public.
Yeah, later, after a certain period,
whether it's like a month later or 2 months later or something like that. Just that way, one more public facing show, because right now we just have the one. We just have this one. And if everyone else wants to listen to book club, they gotta support us. But I think that'd be a fun one to just put out to the public. Or maybe we should swap that. Maybe that one should be behind the paywall where no one can hear it, unless they support us, and put book club out to the public. But so that's that's kind of in the works. We've talked about kind of varying our YouTube content. At this point, we would, we basically have our podcast episodes, and then, once in a while we upload a stream if it's kind of like a fun random event thing I'm doing, like whether it's, I've opened Pokemon cards or there's a certain game I played or whatever. But it's kind of like sporadic, it's more like Twitch archives, because Twitch deletes stuff after a couple weeks. So it's like, I really want to save that as a fun stream, so I'll upload it to YouTube. We've talked about doing more kind of skit stuff. You a lot of you guys really like the RIP Zetch video, Adrian's reveal video, stuff like that where we're just kind of like goofy, silly, doing whatever. We'd like to do more stuff like that, especially JD. That's all he talks about. He's like, come on,
he was having
we gotta do more skits. Like that's right up his alley. I keep telling him, if you want to do it, like, and write it, send us a script, and then we'll record it. Like we can get it done. So look forward to like that type of stuff. Possibly more Let's Plays, and then we're still ironing stuff out, but we've talked about that. So honestly, I think that's kind of the biggest things would be like adding a third show and then varying our YouTube content a little more. Because over the last what is it? You joined us 2 months ago now?
Somewhere around there?
Yeah, I think it's been like about 2 months.
Right before E3.
Because we came back at the first week of July. So July, it'll be 2 months here. Has it really been 2 months? Seems like it's been a lot longer you've been with us.
Well, I've been here. I just haven't been part of the show for that long.
Yeah,
I've been on shows for a
while. So in the last like 2 months, we've had like some crazy growth on YouTube. So that's why we're hoping to kind of focus on that a little bit and grow that a little more if possible. Because, I mean, just 3 months ago, we were like, okay, we're almost 100 subscribers. Come on, guys, let's do it. We can get there. And I just looked the other day and we're at like 202, 203 subscribers. So literally like 2 months, we've gotten like 100 subs. It's insane. I don't know how that happened. And we've gotten like tons of views, and things
we're in our groove, man.
Things have been popping off over there. And so we want to like strike while the iron's hot. So that's kind of it. Again, like we feel like, okay, now we are getting those subs. We're getting noticed. We're popping up in different places on YouTube. We need to, hit the gas now. Like, let's not like hold back. Let's see what we can do.
Keep the momentum.
Exactly.
That would be my one thing is over the next year, I think definitely we should keep the momentum, even maybe increase it a little bit. Like you were saying with the other shows and varying up the content. I think we're arriving at a really good place right now. I think our content right now is the strongest it's ever been for sure. Just even the last few episodes, I think, were some of the strongest ones that we've had in a long time.
2 or 3 weeks have been just insane.
Yes,
yeah.
man. That's definitely for sure. And I think it shows that we're having a good time with that. And I think that also should remain the main focus, is to make sure that we are still liking what we do. Because that if we are not having fun with it, or if we're not showing if we don't have an interest for it, it's gonna show in the content.
Yeah.
So anything that we do going forward needs to pass that. We need to always make sure it passed that that threshold or that test of, is this something that we like to do, or is this something that we would show interest in? We don't want to do nothing just to do it, right? Because that shows. So I don't, it doesn't matter if it's popular or if everybody's doing it right now. If we don't really want to do it, we shouldn't do it, because it'll show. So
yeah, 100%. And then as far as like our Twitch side too, because that was another big push we did. Like, hey, let's get to affiliate so we can, get subscribers. And for a while, I was, the off weeks when we weren't doing our episode, I was streaming, and even for a little bit, even when we did have an episode, I'd stream like Wednesdays or Thursdays, or something, like at least once or twice a week still. I've dialed that back a lot because life's been busy, and to be completely honest, I've been having some weird internet issues lately too. I've tried to go live a few times in the last couple weeks, and it just immediately like 100% dropped frames on OBS.
Nope, you're not doing that today, big fella.
Okay, I was finally feeling it. I want to get back in this groove of streaming, and the internet's like, no deal. So I think I've gotten stuff dialed in. I think I've got it fixed. So that's another thing I want to start pushing. Like, I want to start doing streaming more, and I want to actually get in a groove of like maybe doing a series of something, like where I actually play all the way through something, or like play through a series of games or something like that. Which my current obsession, which call me a copycat, but I've been watching through the Kind of Funny Metal Gear Solid playthrough, and I'm like, do I have to do it? Like, I have all the games. I have 1 through 4. I can play them all, because 1 I have on the PS1, and then 2, 3, 4 are all available on PlayStation Now.
Oh, that's right. They are on now. I was like, how are you going to play? How are you
I know
play 4?
last week I was talking about it, and like, I don't know how I'm going to play 2, 3, and 4. And then it was like the other day it hit me. I'm like, oh, they're all on PlayStation Now. Yeah. Oh man. So I could totally stream stuff that way. And so I was thinking like, is that a copycat? I'm like, no, I don't think, like, these are my games.
You bring your own sauce to it.
You guys all know, like, these are my games, and I think it'd be so fun to go through them like again, like from start to finish, because I haven't done that in forever. Like, I play like once. I play like Metal Gear Solid 1 like once a year maybe, but I haven't like done a full series run in a long time, or like, I don't know, there's a bunch of other game series games I know that I haven't played that I know I should play, like games that Zetch would, games that Zetch would make fun of me on, like Bioshock Infinite. I've never played Bioshock Infinite. It's like,
I'm not gonna make fun of you. I actually pity you for that one, because Bioshock Infinite is phenomenal. And I'm surprised that you played Bioshock 1 and have not played Infinite. I
played 1 and 2, and then Infinite originally just didn't grab me. But
rare.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that's another thing. I want to start cultivating the Twitch content more, and like actually doing a little more than that. Actually doing stuff on there, because it was always a blast. It's always fun.
I mean, Garrett, the streets are saying, you did buy that whole Kingdom Hearts collection for $20.
Dude,
the streets are calling.
It took Normcore, it took Eddie and Steph like a year to go through all those games though.
It didn't take them a year.
Okay, it wasn't a year, but it was like,
it was maybe like 2 months.
No, it was definitely more than 2 months.
I was watching the whole series. I'll ask him. I'll ask him, and then I'll let you know next week.
It had to be like 3 or 4 months at least.
But it was entertaining the whole way through.
Yeah.
All right, look, man. Okay. When you play them and you're like, oh my God, I get it.
Will you sit with me while I play them? If you join me on every stream, okay, then maybe we'll have to do that. Okay, you hear here first.
If you do a Discord call, I will be on the call.
Okay. We might need to give that a shot. That way you can Sherpa me through.
Yeah, I can get you through the hard
Kingdom
parts.
Hearts. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
And I can explain why that Xehanort looks like this Xehanort and why this Xehanort doesn't look like that Xehanort, but is Xehanort.
Oh man. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess, eventually. You know, we'll get that on the stream schedule. But yeah, so that's our hopes and dreams right there. YouTube, more varied content, Twitch, getting back into that swing, and then our podcast. Yeah, we'd like to launch that third show. I think it'd be fun to have a little more like chill, laid back, where we can have guests on and just maybe not talk video games, just talk about anything else, you know.
Keep doing what we're doing. But do it more.
Just let JJ tell stories for an hour, you know.
Oh man, he would love that.
Just he loves
JJ story corner.
He loves to hear himself talk. Oh man, that's what we need on YouTube. Is just like, okay, JJ, you have 15 minutes. Just give
put
a story.
Camera on him, put a mic in front of him, and let him go.
Do little JJ shorts, yeah. This next question comes from Sweats. He writes in again and says, Red Faction 1 and 2 are the games that I want to remaster on. What is the game you want remastered that will literally never get a remaster? I mean, zero chance anyone will give it a second look. The game was good, but not good enough for the remaster. Red Faction Guerrilla and Armageddon ruined the series for me and ruined my remaster hopes.
Whoa.
Wow. He says, who knows? They teased it at one point, but I don't think it'll happen.
Those are some harsh words. Ruined the series for me.
That's interesting.
Like,
I think that
I was
only
playing
one of those...
Red Faction all this time, but then when Guerrilla 1 and 2 came out, no, I will never play Red Faction ever again. Those are some that is dedication right there.
I feel like the only one I ever played was Guerrilla because there was like a demo on 360 or something like that. I feel like I remember playing a demo of it somewhere. And I remember being like, oh, this is so cool. You can destroy everything. That's all I remember of that game. But and I'm probably the reason they'll never get a remaster.
Right.
I just didn't touch it. I'm like, I don't know about this. But yeah, do you have anything off the top of your head? Or
Yep.
Okay.
The superior kart racer, Diddy Kong Racing, will never be remastered, but it definitely deserves to be. It is better than Mario Kart 64 in pretty much every way. Better character selection, better courses, better mechanics, better soundtrack. But because it's tied up in rare red tape, it'll never happen.
You don't even think one day like they'll make it for, because Rare is owned by Microsoft now, right? You don't think they'll ever get like a Microsoft?
You think like Microsoft would greenlight them to remake it?
Never mind. For some reason in my head I was thinking, never mind. I'm a dummy.
No.
Well, no, I was just in my head. I didn't make the connection because I'm an idiot that Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong are like Nintendo properties. Like that wouldn't work in my head. In my head, I was thinking like Banjo Kazooie. I could see coming to Xbox because that's just a Rare property. But Donkey Kong is technically Nintendo. You know?
No, Donkey Kong is Nintendo.
Yeah.
But I think there's some weird thing where Diddy they actually have joint ownership over.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe part of the deal of Nintendo selling Rare was like, hey, we get to keep Diddy. But I know at one point there was joint ownership of Diddy Kong between Nintendo and Rare. Because in essence, Rare created Diddy for Donkey Kong Country. So that's why they associate him with being more of a Rare character than a Nintendo character.
Interesting. Huh. I did not realize that. Very interesting.
But yeah, that Diddy Kong Racing, I think, is one of the best kart racers ever made. I don't think they'll ever...
What if they just reskin Diddy Kong with just Banjo? Like it's Diddy Kong Racing, but they
did that.
Banjo characters in there. Oh, did they really? Oh, man.
Well, there was a GBA one, right? They were going to make a Diddy Kong Racing for the GBA.
Okay.
And it was right around the time Rare got sold, and they own Banjo all the way, right? Like Banjo is a Rare character through and through. It's not Nintendo at all. So they were like, well, we just got sold, so take this Diddy Kong game and make it Banjo Pilot now. All right, see you later. So they had to go back and they had to retheme everything with Banjo courses and Banjo characters.
Oh man.
So it's been done. And Banjo Pilot's not bad, but it's not what I was looking for.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, one can say in a loophole ways, Diddy Kong Racing was technically redone for DS. However, it is awful on DS.
Oh no.
All the music is way worse. They cut out like 2 or 3 characters and put in different characters. They cut, who did they cut? I think they cut
Diddy Kong. This is the
no.
main
They
character.
they cut somebody and put
like Funky Kong or something.
no. They put Dixie Kong in place of somebody. I think they cut Banjo.
What?
Yeah, if I'm remembering
that's a
correctly.
strange. That's a weird thing because that's the one that would.
Because I don't think
yeah.
Rare. I think
that makes sense. I guess.
Yeah,
especially being on DS, they'd probably want all Nintendo deals.
Characters, yeah, for that remaster. But yeah, they cut Banjo. They put Dixie Kong in his place. All the music is way worse because they had to downsize it for the DS.
Oh, no.
The only thing that I will say that I will give credit to is it does look better than the N64 version. The models and the tracks do look better, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So
oh, man. That's
rough.
rough.
So for a true remaster, yeah, Diddy Kong Racing, please.
Okay.
But it'll never happen.
Never happen. My game is Driver, the PlayStation 1 classic from 1999.
Drive 3-er?
What? Oh, not Drive 3-er. That's the threequel to Driver.
Oh, okay.
In 2004, but just Driver, like the original, the first one.
Okay.
I loved that game to death on PlayStation 1. I was not good at it, and looking like I've looked back at it like in the last few years, not like recently, but like in the last few years, there's been a few times I've like read some stuff or like watched some videos just to kind of reminisce a little bit. And it's always interesting to me. There's always like articles being like one of the hardest games out there. Like, apparently was a hard and tough game. And looking back, I was like to my childhood playing, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's why I never beat the game. That's why I think I pretty much would, I'd get through the first few missions and then always get stuck at the same spot. And then I just restart it and I'd do like the first few missions again and then get stuck. But I still loved it to death. Like it was one of the first games. I'm obviously Grand Theft Auto was a thing, but it's one of the earlier games that had the guts to do the open world deal.
Open world? Mm-hmm.
Like you jump in the car and you can go anywhere in the world. There's traffic lights, there's police. Like it's just like this full live world where things are happening, obviously scaled way back because it's PS1.
Right.
But it was incredible for its time. Like the technology in Driver is just absolutely bonkers that they're able to do that.
What year did it come out?
Year in 1999.
Oh, so it was like right before GTA 3. Like right before. Because I think GTA 3 was what, 2000 or 01?
Something like that. Yeah, around there. Yeah. So this game, and the whole premise of the game is you are like an undercover cop. You go deep undercover and you're the wheelman for this criminal organization. Like they're running bank jobs and stuff like that. And you pull up in your car, pick them up, got to get them to where they got to go. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's a fun story, get away. So you're an undercover cop, or I guess you're like an ex-race car driver that becomes an undercover cop. And so that's why you're so good at driving, because you used to be a race car driver or something like that. But yeah, so it's really cool. Like, I mean, you're running from the cops with the bad guys in there. Yeah, it was a blast. The gameplay was fun. And so to see an updated version, imagine like a remake of it with like today's graphics and giant, like just enormous worlds. Oh man, it'd be so cool. Actually good driving physics, because PS1 driving physics, it was not fun to drive. Look, man,
they were just figuring it out, all right? How to make cars drive in a 3D space, okay?
Yeah.
And they figured it out 2 years later. GTA 3 works fine.
Yeah, it's great. It was good enough to at least have a good time. It was fun. It was a fun game. So yeah, that'd be my pick. I'd want a remake of that, but I don't think we're ever gonna get it. Like, even though it was like highly revered back then, like got good reviews. Like if we haven't gotten it yet, I don't know if we ever will. I don't know.
When did the last one come out? How long ago?
So there was actually, well,
was there a Drive 4? Or was it just the 3?
Try 4. So it looks like there was a game called Driver San Francisco.
Is it the same thing though?
That came out in 2011. It's the 5th game.
So there's okay.
And that was 2011. I just pulled up the wiki to confirm this. And then apparently there's an iOS game, a free-to-play iOS game in 2014. So as late as 2014, there was a full called Driver Speedboat Paradise. It was a speedboat racing game. So nothing like Driver, but it had the name.
You know what you might get? You might get a reboot.
That I would be down for that too.
I feel like in this day and age, that might be the closest that you get. Is like they'll take elements from the original game, and then they'll just modernize it, and kind of do it like how they did for
like Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed,
kind of like one of those, or oh my God, what is the name of that game? God, the Getaway. Didn't they just didn't they do a remaster for that a little while ago?
I don't know. That doesn't ring a bell.
Am I thinking of that one, or am I thinking of? I might be thinking of that one, or maybe Mafia. I know Mafia had a remaster recently.
Okay.
Or a reboot, kind of type beat. So, I think at best you'll probably get a reboot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for whatever, remaster, reboot, remake, like anything Driver.
And if there's no, cool. if the Iron Driver is not a 1, nope.
The original one didn't do that, It was only, I think 3 is the only goofy one. 3 is the only one that had the E as a 3. Who thought that was a good
idea?
Driver was just called Driver. Actually, its full title was actually Driver: You Are the Wheelman. That was in North America. It was called that. Which is so
as goofy. If Driver didn't imply enough.
Yeah. Then Driver 2, and then it was Drive 3er, Driver with the E's. And then after that was Driver Parallel Lines, Driver San Francisco, and then Driver Speedboat Paradise apparently on iOS.
Why would you? Driver is not like a lighthearted game. When you say Speedboat Paradise, I'm not thinking about getting away from the mob. Or pulling off a big job, a big heist.
Yeah, I don't think of a heist. I think of like this. Yeah, like the arcade games. What's the, like that racing, like Golden Coast or Golden Highway or whatever. I forget that
Outrun
car racing. Yeah, like that's what I pictured. It's like sunshine and beaches and stuff like that. It's like, this is a fun speedboat racing game though. Instead of cars, it's speedboats. Doesn't make sense. That's so funny. But yeah, that's my pick. Okay. I think it'd be dope to get a remake of that. Next question here. Shadow Ranger 02 writes, so a date at Arby's didn't work out that well. he took my advice to go out to Arby's on a date. Sorry, dude.
Yikes.
But then his question is, what is an overrated TV show and why is it Masters of the Universe?
Whoa!
So I think this is shots fired at JJ. Unfortunately, he's not here this week. Have you seen Masters of the Universe? This new.
I have not, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Okay.
This is new information for me. I thought it was supposed to be great.
Breaking news, nerdy nudes here. Masters of the Universe, overrated TV show. JJ doesn't know what he's talking about.
Wow.
I don't know. Tune in next
everybody
week
who
and
loves
find out.
the original He-Man was like, man, this show slaps. I can't believe that.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was, I read that question. I was bummed because the last minute JJ's like, I can't make it. But I feel like I had to read that because I was like, okay, well, shots fired. I couldn't really think of any okay, so amongst people I know, an overrated TV show, in my opinion, is like The Bachelor.
Okay, fair point.
I have so many friends who are just like bonkers crazy, love that show, and I'm like, it's so dumb. Like, why? It's so overrated. But I don't know. I don't think I'm really a demographic for it either. So
fair point.
That makes sense why I'm not into it.
God, I'm trying to think. I don't watch a whole lot of TV shows. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I pretty much watch Marvel or Star Wars shows. Anything on Disney Plus, that's pretty much it.
Now I'm trying to think. Golly, this is a tough one. If you don't watch TV that often,
yeah. If you don't have anything, you don't have anything. That's fine.
You got me. You got me.
You got him.
Man.
Yeah. I just laughed though, and why is it Masters of the Universe? I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't watched that show, but I've only heard great things. So I'm interested. I hope Shadow Ranger, you come back to the Discord and share your thoughts. Why you?
Yeah, let me know what you. Yeah, because I want to know what you don't like about it. Because I've heard nothing but, oh man, it's cool, it's great. So.
All right. Next question comes from Normcore_Eddie, also known as Eddie, who was on last month's episode. Yes. Give it to me.
Digimon. Digimon is overrated.
Is it?
Yes. Yes, I'll say it with my chest.
I'm not saying it's not.
Now, here's the one exception I will give you. The movie is awesome.
Okay.
The show? Nope.
I'm not saying it's so. Here's what I'm going to preface what I'm about to say. I'm not about to say it's great or bad or otherwise. Like I'm not throwing my ball in any court here, but we just must run in very different circles, because I don't know if I've ever heard a single one of my friends talk about Digimon. So in my mind,
that's the signal right there.
It's either underrated or just like rated exactly where it should be. Like overrated makes me think like. But makes like people like, it's better than Pokemon. It's the best. It's fantastic.
That's the only people that I've ever heard talk about Digimon say that.
Okay.
It's that crowd.
Well, yeah, they're wild.
And I'm like,
they're
and
wild.
I don't mean this on a, oh, it sucks because Pokemon is better tip. Like the first couple of seasons, if I judge them like as works and not just because I love Pokemon, the first couple of seasons of Pokemon are pretty rough.
Yeah, no,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. They're pretty like I can watch them because I watch them and I have that like those rose tinted glasses for it. But as animation episodes, they're definitely very cheaply produced, and they're mostly there to market the cards in the games. So it's not because of and Digimon did the exact same thing with their toys, and it shows. But that's what I'm saying is. Maybe I'm just saying that to rile up the Digimon crowd.
You're just trying to tick off your friend.
But I'm just saying.
Digimon sucks.
Digimon is, and I say it all the time, Digimon is great value Pokemon. It wants to be Pokemon so bad. So bad.
I enjoyed me some Digimon back in the day, but I definitely was not into it. Like, I couldn't tell you one Digimon. Like, off the top of my head, I couldn't be like, this is the name of one. Like, I enjoyed
can tell you how the
watching
song
the show.
goes, because it had a good song, but
yeah. Whenever it came on Cartoon Network, I was definitely down to watch it.
Flip.
Really? Oh, I'd sit and watch it. Be like, okay, I'm down for this, but I didn't watch it religiously. It's not like I like looked out for it or waited for it.
I remember it like it was yesterday in school. People all the Digimon kids used to come to school. Oh my God, I can't believe when it Digivolve, dude.
Digivolve. Oh man, that's not even a word. At least Pokemon just uses like an actual word. Evolve, evolution.
I saw the best post today. It was like it was a two different pictures, and it had one that was like a lion cub to a like a adolescent lion to a full size lion, and it said Pokemon. And then on the bottom it had a lion cub with a robot, like a robot with a chainsaw, to a refrigerator with a minigun on the side of it, and it said Digimon. And I'm like, yep.
So true.
That's exactly what Digimon is. It makes zero sense.
Like they made the final evolution first, That's how that works.
Absolutely, they had to work back.
They're like, this looks dope. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, look at that freaking machine gun. Oh, this look. And they're like, how are we gonna get there?
Where does this come from?
People like cute, cuddly little things. Like
how do we extract something out of this that says cute?
Yeah, this thing kind of looks like a dinosaur. This thing kind of looks like a bird. So we'll just pretend that's what it digivolves from. Yeah, so ridiculous. So funny. Um, I'm so glad
All
you
right.
pulled that out. That was
Yeah.
great. Next question from Normcore Eddie. He writes, I've been enjoying MCU's What If series. So here's a question. If you had to come up with a video game version of What If, what would it be and why? For example, what if Zelda had the Triforce of Courage and Link had Wisdom?
Ooh. Hopefully we find that out in this next game.
So I don't know if I should admit this on a video game podcast.
Don't do this. Don't do this. If you tell me you've never played Zelda, we're not friends anymore. Don't do this.
No, I've played Zeldas, and as a child, I even beat Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
That's the only one I've ever beaten, by the way. That might hurt you.
The
too.
only Zelda you've ever beaten is Ocarina
Yeah.
of Time.
But reading this, I was like, I didn't realize there was different Triforce of Courage, and I had no idea what that means because I was a dumb kid, and I probably just didn't pick it up in Ocarina of Time because I wasn't paying attention.
Garrett.
So I don't even know. He says that, and I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, what if Zelda had the courage and Link had wisdom? Like, what does that even mean?
Garrett. They explain it in Ocarina of Time.
I was like 9. I don't know. I was a child.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart, Anakin. Ah.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I was a dumb kid, okay? I was a dumb kid who just played video games. I'd use a strategy guide to get through that game. I was too dumb. My uncle lent me his strategy guide. He's like, oh, here, it's for Nintendo 64. Because I played on GameCube too. I didn't play on Nintendo 64 because I didn't own one.
Not only did you not...
Because I didn't own a Nintendo 64, remember? So,
that's right.
When I got my GameCube, my parents got me it was like the special edition disc that came with that one that had like Zelda 1.
It had that one in Master Quest.
And yeah, like whatever it had Majora's Mask, like a bunch of them on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I only played Ocarina of Time, and it took me a long time because I'm bad at games, especially that one as a child. So my what if, to move on from that before you like just totally leave the show here, I want to know what happens. What if the bad guys win in Pokemon? What if Team Magma?
Rocket?
What if Team Rocket, Team Magma, whoever? What if they get what they want? I want to know what happens. That's what I want.
Earth's or whatever planet that they stay on it's their destruction.
Is it though? Because I mean, if you listen to what they want, they're not going for destruction. They're just going.
It depends on which team you're talking about, though.
Like Team Magma just wants more landmass, and Team Aqua.
The rub with that though is they're trying to base their plan off of the power of a legendary Pokemon, whom if with no regular Pokemon to fight it, is basically a random variable. It's uncontrollable. Like you can be like, oh, Groudon, can you make some more landmass? And Groudon could literally just be like, no, I'm just gonna hyper beam your entire town away. And there's nothing you could do about it.
But what if?
That's what's gonna happen. Groudon is gonna be like, why would I ever listen to you? Why? I am. Hey, Jim, have you ever seen those? This is how
you play the game. This is how you play the game. What if they do? What if they harness his power? What if he listens? What if they get their way? What then? What happens?
Then they rule the world. Oh no, not necessarily, because there's other legendaries out there that could stop them. So
that's the thing. What if
they definitely would have a good run? This is
the yes and. Come on, Adrian, work with me. Don't tell me this doesn't work. What if
they but see, they get the landmass, right? They end up making a whole bunch of water Pokemon go extinct, drastically reducing all of their numbers, right? The fishing industry goes away.
Then everyone dies.
I mean, not necessarily. No. There's land Pokemon and animals that you can eat. But yeah, I that's the only thing I can think of is they get their way and they get more landmass. Yeah. But I don't think that they have a plan of what to do when they get it.
Now, what about like Team Rocket? Because their whole thing is just they want to catch all the rarest and most powerful Pokemon in the world. They're not necessarily looking to change the world,
Right.
change the climate. They just want to like steal everyone's Pokemon.
But
do you think?
And this
like,
is the thing.
Like, what do you think their end game actually is? Like, what is their goal in getting
rich?
Like,
they're gonna steal them to sell them.
So it's like Jurassic World, right? Have you watched Jurassic World? Jurassic World, or is it the second, or isn't the second one Jurassic World 2? Is that what it is, or whatever they called it?
I didn't even watch Jurassic World 2.
I think that's they catch a dinosaur and they sell it in an auction.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen with Pokemon, which I don't understand why people would want to buy a stolen Pokemon from Team Rocket anyway in the first place. Because that Pokemon is not gonna listen to you whatsoever because it belongs to someone else, and B, it belongs to someone else.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. Get a game. I want a game where I get to control Team Rocket. I want to steal people's Pokemon.
That would definitely be an.
You know what that basically is? It's Pokemon Coliseum, where in that game you steal the Pokemon from the bad guys.
Right, but
like the bad guys took them, and then you steal them back and then uncorrupt them. But what if you're the bad guy? Everything else is doing the whole dark gritty turn. Why can't Pokemon do this dark gritty turn? Give us a bad guy's point of view.
Man, that you might be onto something there. You might need to send an email to the old Pokemon company.
Yeah. Forget about these lighthearteed, happy, joyful games. Give me something where like people get hurt and bad things happen.
Look, we'll talk about it later, but I mean that Arceus game is like, hey, you want to know what it feels like to get punched in the face by a Machamp? Because you're about to find out.
I know. Yeah, we're talking about it later. But yeah, when I was like, Pokemon attack you? Like the person?
No,
like, are you kidding me?
They hit you.
This is insane. What about you? Did you have a good what if?
Let me think. A lot of mine are kind of deep cuts of like RPGs and whatnot.
Okay.
So it's a little hard. My biggest what if is, I mean, one of the easiest ones is kind of being answered in Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Okay.
Where you finished it, right? You finished remake, just not integrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, you already. Well, oh God, I can't even talk about it because you haven't played Crisis Core. Never mind.
It's fine. It's fine.
Memory erased.
Ah, dang it.
What's the little thing in Men in Black?
Oh, a little light thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Good thing I have blue light blocking glasses. Can't make me unremember things.
Jeez Louise. There's a, how should I say this? There's a moment in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
Where a certain character appears to have died.
I just assumed that was one of those games where everyone dies at one point and then just comes back to life.
I mean, kinda in a sense, but like this one, the way that they played it really felt like, oh, they're killing this character off. Like,
oh shoot, okay.
Like they had everybody react to the death. Like, golly, like, oh no, this is really going down. This is really happening right now.
Dang.
I mean, but after some time they do come back. But man, I really want to know what would happen if they really did go all the way with that, because that would have raised the stakes of that. I mean, Disney would have never, ever, ever let them do it, of course. But just to see in that alternate universe where they were like, yeah, in Kingdom Hearts lore, this character did die. It's like, ooh, dang. Man, this game just got real.
Dang. Yeah, that would be so intense. That'd be so crazy. Okay. Not gonna spoil it?
No, because you're gonna play it.
Okay. Oh no. I forgot I said that. Okay. This next question then comes from Kajoma, just Kajoma.
That's right.
What is your go-to snack to make? I think he's just still feeling a little snacky. Mine is when I'm, I actually did it just the other night. Like, I think it was like a Saturday night. I was a little hungry. I'm like, I need a snack right now. Went in the kitchen. It was like 10:30 at night. And I cooked myself up a little grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, grilled cheese Sammy.
Pull out the cast iron skillet, throw a big chunk of butter in there.
Now, are you doing
bread,
cheese or are you doing Kraft singles?
Oh, no, cheese. I mean, Kraft singles Kraft singles
Kraft
are
singles
good.
has a nostalgic taste to it.
100%. Like, I'm not knocking it, but once you've had like an extra sharp cheddar on there, melted, like thick slices of it, yeah, there's nothing
Changes
like
the
it.
Game.
Nothing like it. So yeah, that's my deal. Is a good grilled cheese sandwich, cast iron skillet, butter, extra sharp cheese. I gobbled that up, and I tell you what, I had some weird dreams that night because I ate it at 10:30 at night. It's the greasy old buttered up, sandwich, but tasted so good.
Oh man. I over the past couple of years have been getting kind of bougie with my snacks.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because the ingredients are better, and it definitely shows because they do taste better. So I like to take there are these artisan crackers that I like. And my friends put me onto this a long time ago. But they're flat artisan crackers, right? And you put a little bit of, speaking of cheese, you put a little bit of brie on there.
Okay.
And you put a little, like a square or two of cut up prosciutto on there.
Oh,
and you house that bad boy.
Oh, man.
Whew. That's good eating.
That's a winner.
That's good eating.
That's a winner right there. Yeah, any cheese, any deli meats, dried meats, smoked meats, like I'm all about that. Give me that, anything you find on like a cheese board, a charcuterie board, 100% down my alley. I'd eat that as a meal. Just like, okay,
me too, dude. It's like, look, leave the wedge right here, leave the meat board right here, and leave me some crackers. Keep the drinks coming. I'm good to go.
Good to go. Oh man, now I'm hungry. Sorry, Toby. Toby's where I watch right now. He's like, no more food questions. All right. Last question here comes from Sir Prince a lot. He asks, who is the most underrated villain in video games?
Most underrated villain.
This was a really hard question for me. And I thought. And I eventually just turned around and started looking through the games out of my shelf because I'm like, I don't know. I can't think of anything. I have no idea. And then I came across this game that a lot of you may know called Fallout 3. And I was like, who's a villain in that even? And I looked it up.
I think I know where you're going.
I looked it up and I'm like, no way. Like, I totally forgot about it. But after I read about him and kind of refreshed my memory on the story and kind of how he, how his story goes, I'm like, dude, he's a crazy bad guy. He has really messed up motives, and it's you never hear. No, I've never heard anyone utter this name before. So it's John Henry Eden, the delusional president of the Enclave. He's not. I don't want to. Yeah,
you're not gonna spoil Fallout 3.
I'm gonna. I'll spoil it because it's 20 years old. It's not even an actual person. It's a robot. It was the old security system from a library that after all the bombs dropped, it, like it says, is delusional. The program just it gets a bug in it and it thinks it's the president. He believes he's the president. He's talking on the radio, on radio shows and all sorts of stuff. And his whole thing is just let's kill all the mutants. We got to get rid of the mutants. And he runs the entire enclave in Fallout 3 and no one knows he's a robot. So it's a whole Wizard of Oz situation, but in reverse, where it's not a man behind the curtain. It's actually, everyone thinks it's a man, but behind the curtain's a robot, or, this computer program essentially. Right. And so that reveal was so bizarre the first time I played the game. And then his whole, what he's trying to do, his whole goal is literally to put this virus in the water that only targets mutants, thinking, oh, it'll just get rid of all the mutants, like the super mutants and stuff like
Not
that.
so.
But not realizing like, well, technically, probably like 99% of humans are at that point, they've lived so long with the radiation and stuff, have like they're all gonna have a little bit of mutations in them, and so it'll just destroy all of humanity. I like, that's a messed up like goal, and he's completely justifies it. The entire enclave like follows this guy like totally blindly. So I think he's an underrated villain. Once I did a little more like refresh my memory on him, like, dude, yeah, like you don't hear people talk about President John Eden from Fallout 3, but like I'm thinking back now, I'm like, man, yeah, that was a crazy reveal. And like when he finally, and he's trying to get you to do it, like that's one of the way, like in the game you have a choice, like you can like put that crap in the water and kill off all the mutants, or you can not. And it's like, okay, like here you go, like what are you gonna choose? You gonna kill everyone or what? Crazy game. I think he's an underrated villain, honestly. It was a pull. It was a little bit of a stretch, but I was like,
it's definitely, it's a deep cut.
Yeah.
you gotta know your Fallout, but it's there for sure.
So that's my random one there after looking at my game shelf. I was like, okay.
No, that was definitely a decent pick. I'm trying to think. I'm not trying to think. I'm trying to decide.
Okay.
I don't know if it's. Would I consider it underrated though? That's the kicker. I think she's not the most underrated ever, but I do think that she didn't get the shine that she should have. And that's oh my God, what is her name? Help me out, Garrett. From Fallen Order.
Oh.
I can only think of Second Sister, and it's bothering me.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So this is one I didn't get super far in because it ran super terribly. Remember, it ran super bad on PS4 Pro, and so I got a little bit into it, but I got frustrated with the load times. But I'm trying to. I know who you're talking about.
I know they said it like 8 million times.
So it's Second Sister, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, that's what I know her as, because she's always I remember seeing the sisters and brothers from Rebels when they introduced it.
Yeah, when I just looked it up, at least on the Fallen Order wiki, it calls her Second Sister. There is an alias here. Apparently her real name is Trilla Suduri.
Trilla. Oh. Yeah.
But like they have it like technically on the main title, it just says no, her name is like Second Sister. That's what they call her and refer to her as generally. But yeah,
right.
Her alias is her real name, Trilla Suduri. So
yeah. Thank you, because that's what I was blanking on. I'm like, I know she's Second Sister. Sister, but what is her real name? No, Trilla I thought was a fantastic villain. When you you didn't beat Fallen Order, did you? Right?
No, because that's what I was saying. I got like a little bit into it, and I just got so fed up with the load times because every time I died, it was like.
Do you plan on going back to it?
Oh, 100%. Now that I have and I've talked about that before. Now that like I have a computer. Game Pass has EA Access or the EA Plus or whatever. It's on there. It's on Game Pass. I'd love to do a playthrough now. Like, maybe it's something I can do on stream because I have the faster load times. I was like, because that's what.
Well, then I won't say exactly what happens. I'll just say that, like any notable people, Sith adjacent or dark side user or dark side of the Force user. There's always that internal conflict there, and they do really well to tie her into a relationship with members of the main cast.
Okay.
And her performance is really well done. It's really menacing. Like, you really feel like she could kill Cal at any moment. But she doesn't, because clearly there's a bigger plan at stake. Like, they're following them to get what Cal and his gang are after. So she's not going to kill him because they know that he knows where to go. But it's just the thought of, man, if you ever see her anywhere while you're playing the game or while you're going somewhere, if it's a cutscene, like there's always that one inkling that if she wanted to, and if you get her mad enough, you're out of there.
Okay.
Dang. Yeah. And I think that was really good for her. Of course, she got overshadowed by other characters in the game that you'll meet later on. But her performance was really good. Her design is really cool. And I think her backstory works really well. And I think she was a really, I think, I don't remember if when Fallen Order came out, if she blew up as much as she should have.
Interesting. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to, I definitely want to play it. Dan, the real Dan in the chat says Garrett never finishes games. Okay. It's true, but that one wasn't like, that was one I really wanted to, but when I had to wait 3-4 minutes for the game to load back up every time I died,
I'm right there with you, dude.
I was like, screw that. Like if I played for an hour, there's a few points in that game where I just kept dying. Like in order to learn the pattern, you just die. Well, 30 minutes of that hour is just sitting on a loading screen. Like that's not fun. Like that sucks. So I was like, I am just going to quit. And at that point I knew I was getting a better computer soon. I was like, I'll just play it on PC one day. And so I have it. I just need to hunker down and find time to play it. Cause with an SSD, it loads way faster. I tested it one time. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is way better. Way better. Oh man. Cool. Yep. Yeah, those are some fun questions. Thanks guys for writing in. Remember, you can leave your questions over at Discord, supergamerboys.com/Discord. Join our Discord chat over there. We have a whole bunch of channels, fun stuff we talk about during the week. And or if you just want to send it in via DM on any of our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just send a DM and email, whatever. And we'll get that in the show. Now, it is time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
Perfect. Fantastic. Man, we're an hour into the show and we're just getting to the news.
Hey,
we're having some fun there, dude. We're having some fun. That's all.
But we can bust through them. Come on now. I need my winks. I got to get down there safely.
Yeah, you gotta get some.
I gotta get to you.
Some of these stories aren't that long. Really, I think the one that's gonna take the longest is this one right here. We're gonna hit it first.
Let's do it.
Halo Infinite won't have campaign co-op at launch. Also, I mean, I don't know why it doesn't say it in the title, but subtitle here, Forge and co-op will be added to the Xbox exclusive shooter next year, according to 343. Microsoft and 343 Industries announced today that campaign co-op and Forge mode won't be available in Halo Infinite at launch. Instead, they'll be added to the game next year. They also promise more and bigger flights to test out modes like Big Team Battle, and no, we still don't have a release date. According to Halo Infinite's head of creative, Joseph Staten, the lack of campaign co-op and Forge mode was a hard decision to make. But neither were ready for launch as the team began the winding down to the polishing stage of the development. So not even polishing yet. They're still full swing trying to develop things at this point.
With the release date in 2 months. All right.
Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, as we focus the team for shutdown and really focus on a quality experience for launch, we made a really tough decision to delay shipping campaign co-op for launch. And we also made the tough call to delay shipping Forge past launch as well, Staten said. Staten explained that campaign co-op is expected to come to Infinite in Season 2 about 3 months after launch, and Forge will follow in Season 3 about 6 months post-release. That's not just a little delay. Like, that's pretty significant there. While many at 343, Staten included, are aware of how disappointing this choice might be for fans, the alternative probably would have gotten a worse reaction. Staten explained in a development update video released Friday that the team had serious discussion about delaying the game again, but decided to focus on finishing just the solo campaign and the first season of free-to-play multiplayer for now, and rely on live service system to update the game later. That's crazy. There's a little bit more in here. Split screen multiplayer, it was confirmed, which will be available day one to all Xbox consoles, though not on PC. The team is looking into adding it sometime in the future to PC. If you didn't get a chance. Apparently, there's going to be some more beta runs and stuff like that. But yeah, once again, 343 said it is completely and 100% committed to launching Halo Infinite later this year across all confirmed platforms. Still, nobody had an actual release date to share beyond the holiday 2021 timeframe that's been floated around. The studio hopes to have a public release date soon. For now, keep waiting and just know that according to 343, Craig the Brute is no longer clean shaven and is looking good with a bunch of hair. That's nice.
Oh my god.
So, Forge mode delayed 6 months after launch. Co-op mode delayed 3 months after launch. And even then, there's been talks of possibly delaying the game entirely again. Of course, their thoughts are, oh, if we delay these two things, we don't have to delay the game. But if they're in that much of a pickle, Adrian, do we actually think this game is coming out this holiday? Is this actually coming out this holiday?
Just delay. Garrett, can you imagine what this game was going to look like had they released it
last year? What
did they have done last year?
Not good. I can't believe they waited until it was only a couple weeks before launch when they finally delayed it. I can't believe they waited that long to delay
close. Like, they were really having discussions saying, oh, we could put it out.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. We'll fix it afterwards. Yeah, after everybody hates it, that's when you're going to fix it? Or is it going to be after everybody hates it, Microsoft goes, I guess this really did flop. Well, we're not putting any more money into this, and you get closed down.
Yeah. This
343, dude. I don't know. I don't know how much more of them I can take, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I would much rather them delay it than put out garbage. But it also just seems so bizarre that they're like, what is happening over there that they're having so much developmental issue? Like, here's it the person managing the project? Is it not enough resources, which seems bizarre because it's freaking connected to Microsoft?
They got unlimited money.
Is it like what is happening? Like, I can't wait for either one of these two things, either the Jason Schreier expose to come out about what happened, or freaking No Clip. I'd love to, like, the No Clip, this behind the scenes documentary, like the tumultuous development of Halo Infinite. What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Of No Clip. Danny O'Dwyer coming in there and like doing a whole documentary, interviewing people firsthand and seeing what happened. Because
here's the number one defense that people are going to come back and say is, oh, well, it's a pandemic and it's hard to develop, which is 100% true, correct? However, whatever they were working on when they showed us that last year, they were working on that before we knew it was a pandemic, right?
100%. This game did not start development in 2020. No, this game has been in development a very long time.
Right. So that's what I'm wondering is, what were you doing this entire time before you were getting ready to show us the game that was supposed to launch with the series consoles?
Yeah.
And then they say that online co-op, which I don't understand how they don't have it. Like, there's been online co-op since Halo 2 and 3, I believe, especially 3, which was on the 360, right? Which is, at this point in time, probably tends to, I don't know, the scaling of power, probably hundreds of times less powerful than the Series X, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that makes sense is that they never intended to put it in and that they're building it from the ground up, just like Forge.
It was a last minute addition, and then they're like, oh, I don't think
they ever intended to put online co-op in, because they figured everybody was going to be playing the multiplayer, and since the campaign, you only play as Chief, you'll only play it by yourself. I think that was the design choice behind that, and then they realized, oh wait, there are people who play every Halo campaign multiplayer with their friends.
Yeah.
I don't think they had Forge. I don't think they were going to do Forge, and I think at the last minute when the new old director came back in, was like, how are you releasing a Halo game without a Forge? What do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
Right? Halo Forge is like the center of it's what keeps multiplayer going.
So
People
good.
creating new maps and new game modes all the time. Like, I'm gonna get tired of playing deathmatch at one point. I want to play, variation of Griffball sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the only thing that makes sense, is that they never intended to add these two things in.
Yeah.
And decided or not decided to, but maybe the new game director was like, look, I made Halo back then. I know what makes Halo great. I don't know why y'all don't have this, but it's going in there. So that's the only thing that makes. I would love to hear. I don't know if Dan is still here, because I know he's worked on games. Like, what his perspective might be. Like, do you really think that they are just?
Oh, you're thinking of Kittens. Kittens is working on games.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Giving Kittens. Yeah.
Oh, am I? Oh man,
it's all good.
I
He's streaming right now. We can pop over to his stream and just hit him up in the chat. Hey, what do you think? Yeah, that'd be so.
No,
funny.
but I'd love to hear his perspective.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Because I just don't understand how all of this wasn't planned in the beginning, when the project we knew from the beginning was a Halo game, and somebody should have on a whiteboard like the word Halo, and then this, and this we gotta have. Everything else is ancillary, right? So you gotta have a strong single player, strong multiplayer, strong Forge. That's it.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that you need. And they almost delayed the single player because they couldn't get it out the door in time. The only thing that's strong is the multiplayer so far, and we're not even getting a Forge.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I almost wonder, and I hate to say that about 343, because I know they're doing work. I know they're not like, I don't know, twiddling their thumbs or anything, but like, I don't think that they were ready to handle a license of this magnitude. And I think we're seeing them grow into handling it as they continue to work on more and more Halo games.
Yeah. Now, this isn't their first rodeo with Halo, though. They've done others, right?
They did 4.
Okay.
Which I feel like at that point Bungie was still holding their hand.
Okay.
So it was more of like a transitionary thing. And then they went all the way to 5, which is like where we did our own thing. And they tried to, quote unquote, modernize Battlefield Call of Duty it, which for some people it did work out. And for some people it was like, no, this isn't what Halo is supposed to feel like. And of course the story itself was not, I'll say it didn't live up to the desired standards of most people at that point.
Okay.
So it's worrisome when it doesn't seem like they've learned anything from the last experience, and they're still trying to hard-headedly push this like half-baked, oh, it's Halo and maybe name and look only, but it's a different game underneath. Like, if you guys don't want to make Halo games and you want to make another shooter, you should have told Microsoft then.
Yeah.
So that they can give the IP to somebody else who wants to make a Halo and not just wants to make a FPS in a Halo skin.
Right. Yeah. No, it's hard. I mean, here's the deal. Like, I played in the multiplayer beta and it felt really good. So like gameplay wise, it's dialed in, but yeah, they're obviously having some issues with story. And then, yeah, like some of those key features, like having co-op, having Forge, having stuff like that. It's like, okay, like, yeah, like why? yeah, they obviously must have been afterthoughts. That's the only reason like they wouldn't be ready. It seems like, cause yeah, it was like last minute, like, oh, we forgot the Forge. Oh, guys, no, man.
All right, let's see here. Campaign's looking good. Multiplayer's looking solid. Everybody's liking that.
Yeah, they're going through the
Bob, are we
checklist at the
missing
meeting.
anything? What? Hordes? No, that's Gears. Oh, Forge.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They're going through the list of the meeting. They're like, okay, campaign, the team that's working on the campaign, how's that looking? Okay, awesome, great. Multiplayer, how's that looking? Great. Forge, okay, team that's working on Forge.
Crickets.
No one's. Oh, we didn't assign anyone to.
What do you mean nobody's working on Forge?
Yeah, that is just like, oh, what are they thinking? I don't know. Again, as we've talked about, because last week we talked about Blue Box, and like, I don't wish anyone ill will. Like, I don't want anyone to think like, I'm gonna start sending death threats to 343. But man, it's such a bummer. It's just such a bummer because
it continuously makes me ask, what are you guys doing, man? What are you guys doing over there?
Like this company that like, yeah, a property like this. It's a bad look to be mishandled like this.
Yeah.
Like this is the Xbox IP.
Like if they're done with Halo, I'm not giving them any more IP. You got to come up with your own IP. Yeah, I'm not giving you any more. I'm not licensing you for any more IPs. You make your own stuff.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, like you literally had one job. You had one job.
You have 3 games worth.
You had lots of time to work on it. Like
it's an open book test. Just take what those 3 did, clean it up, add more to it. Done.
Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. I still hope it's a great game. I know multiplayer is going to be great at least because what I played of that was fun. But man, I hope they can figure out the campaign stuff. I really hope they can figure out the Forge stuff because that is some of the more fun moments of Halo 3 playing with my brother, like screwing around doing either campaign or Forge mode. Like that's what we do for fun. Like that's basically all we do.
Me and my friends made so many levels on Halo 3 Forge. We still talk about some of them to this day, how much fun we have. I remember, man, crying, laughing. Like, I can give you a great example. So there's a map that we made that's called ABC, right? Mm-hmm. And it's full of explosives, and you're all in a contained little room, right? But there's a tiny little window up at the top, and the objective to win the game is you have to get out of the room. So everybody is equipped with rocket launchers, and there's little what do they call those little plasma things that blow up?
The plasma grenades?
No, not the grenades. Like the little canister things where you shoot them and they blow up.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know
what I'm talking about.
I don't know what they're called. Yeah.
The room is full of those, right? And they instant respawn. And everybody is trying to make a mad dash because you have to jump on top of all of them to get out of the room.
Oh no.
And it's so good. I can't wait to remake that one day. But it was so much fun seeing people almost get there, and then somebody would just do that perfect rocket. Oh man. Those are good times, man. And that's what's gonna suck about Infinite is I have to wait half a year and hope my friends still want to play Halo.
Yeah.
To do that.
And that's the biggest worry is there's we don't want what happened to Cyberpunk to happen to this game, where they're like, oh, it'll come later in an update. We'll fix Cyberpunk later in an update. Well, as far as we know, it's fixed in quotes Cyberpunk.
I'm not checking for it.
Yeah, and no one's rushing back to get it. It's apparently hey, most of the bugs are ironed out now.
Too late.
But no one's it's literally was on sale for $10 on PSN.
I thought about it just to have the steelbook sitting there. I was like, no, not enough.
Yeah, and it's no one's touching it with a 100-foot pole because it's nah, the time's passed, the hype passed.
You burned it.
Everyone,
you burned your bridge.
They even if it's fixed, the bad taste is in their mouth, and that's not what we want with a Halo. We all love Halo. We all love all these different things we've talked about, Forge and the co-op and the campaign and the multiplayer, and so. Man, it'd be so sad for there to be this bad taste at launch. So then 6 months later, when it finally does come out, we're all
too late.
Forget that. And I mean, if the multiplayer mode's really good, then we all might still be playing it. But again, we're just gonna. It's not. So for us, I think we would get into it. But yeah, it's like our friends who are like just tangentially into video games and stuff like that, who are like, that didn't, like, I bought it, I paid $60, they ticked me off, so now I'm not going to play it. Or there's people who are just generally spiteful, and they're going to be like, I'm not going to play it on the principle of it,
Just because.
So, just because. And I feel like, I mean, we've all been on Twitter before. We know there's a lot of gamers out there like that. They'll not play something because of, just despite the company. So I that's what I'm afraid of, is like, if they don't have stuff at launch 6 months later, people are gonna be like, screw you. Like, no, like I might still play multiplayer mode, but it's too late for those other modes. I'm gonna move on or whatever, or they won't play at all because to, make a statement or something like that. So
right.
I don't think, like, I won't do that, but that's the worry, is like, there's people out there who do crazy things like that. And that's gonna be sad if Halo dies in a smoldering heap because of this a little blunder like that. It's sad. I don't know. Maybe we're exaggerating a little bit, but at the same time,
I hope so.
We like, a lot of crazy things have happened in the gaming industry this last year with some big, like, who would have thought CD Projekt Red would be the most like like people hate them now after Cyberpunk. Like, they went from being the best with Witcher 3 to literally they're scum on the bottom of my shoe to most people, which is bizarre.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking at CD Projekt Red and I'm like, man, like, I can't say anything. Like, people are justified in this. You knew what you were doing. The dev team knew what you were doing. I don't blame them. They're just people working on the game, but the upper brass, they knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. So, and it sucks that the dev team has to suffer because of that, but management wanted to push this game out the door. And like you were saying, I hope that the same is not happening here.
Yeah, where it's management just trying to force something out when the devs are like, we're not ready.
People have already been waiting on it. Well, they can continue to wait.
Yeah, I'd rather
It's still hard to even buy a series console right now. 100%. So we'll be fine. Not as many people have one as you think they do.
Yeah. So hopefully we're just exaggerating and it won't be as bad as what we're thinking. But man, we also don't want to be, they don't be too proud to think, we can never fail because it's Halo,
It's happened to the best of them.
Yeah, that so many people think that, like, we can never fail because we're insert game developer, console maker here, Sony, with their
or insert or whatever. Insert hardware maker.
Yeah.
Xbox One, look what happened.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but from Xbox One did it. Sony's done it with their PS3. Like, every company out there has done it.
They get comfortable and they get full of hubris.
Yeah. It's like, let's not pull that. Let's not pull that Halo. Come on. Like, we're a good property.
We're us. Come on now. We're us.
I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll get it in a couple months. Maybe it'll be delayed another year. Who knows?
Dude, I got so much to play. Halo could come out in like 2023 and I'll be like, no, it's too soon. It's not enough.
It'd be a bummer if it got delayed. But honestly, yeah, you're 100% right. There's so many other games I could be playing that, like, okay, great. If it gets delayed, that's fine.
That's fine.
Although I really had a fun time with the multiplayer. I would really like to get multiplayer.
We get it. You got into the beta. We get it, Garrett. We get it.
It is so awesome.
Yeah.
It's just it's cool.
Next story.
Cool, Next story. Fortnite has an Among Us mode now.
I heard about this, but I have no idea how this actually went down.
Yeah. So. It says here on IGN, because they updated the story, but I'm going to start with the original story. Trust nobody. That's the message coming directly from the Fortnite team with the announcement of its latest Among Us style game mode. The announcement of the new game mode aptly titled Fortnite Imposters was published by Epic Games on its website. According to the developer, Fortnite Imposters is a high-fidelity game mode that will feature a maximum of 10 players. At the start of each round, players will be split up into teams of 8 agents and 2 imposters on a new map known as The Bridge, a facility used by the Imagined Order to maintain control of the Fortnite island. In a similar style to Among Us, the 8 agents must work together to maintain order on the bridge while simultaneously rooting out the charlatans in their ranks. Throughout the map, each agent will have a number of unique assignments to carry out. These are said to range from repairing the battle bus to calibrating llamas across
That's not
the top
cool,
secret facility.
bro.
In contrast, the role of the imposters is quite simple. Eliminate enough of the agents to overrun and take control of the bridge without being voted off the map. To aid them in their espionage, imposters will have several tools at their disposal, as well as their own cunning and wit. Imposters will be able to temporarily disable and freeze progress on agents' assignments, teleport and relocate agents to elsewhere in the bridge when needed, and establish an emergency Peely party, which causes all players to temporarily look like Peely so that the budding conspirators can blend in with the crowd. Yes, you did hear that right, an emergency Peely party. Basically, it's an Among Us mode.
They didn't even try to make it different. They didn't even try.
They added a Peely party, okay? They had a Peely party. There is a banana in Among Us. You can wear a banana hat, so there are bananas. I was gonna say there's no bananas in Among Us, but there are.
I would be so upset if I was what is their name? Something Slav.
Yeah. So that was kind of shadow dropped. And then in a statement to IGN, Among Us developer Innersloth confirmed that the team did not work with Epic Games on the Fortnite Imposters mode, but says fans should keep an eye out for collabs between Among Us and other indie developers soon. Here's the full statement. We didn't work with Epic on it, although we would have loved to collab and found out about it the same way everyone else did. We've been working on some really cool collabs with other indie developers that we can hopefully share soon, though. So
that's so lame,
this story was kind of my emotions were all over the place with this. So at first I'm like, dude, like that really sucks. Like Fortnite's so massive right now.
They don't need to do this.
First of all, Fortnite didn't need to do that. And even if they did, like, why wouldn't they collaborate with Innersloth? You know how awesome that would be to have Among Us characters in Fortnite. Like imagine having that as a skin,
like a 3D model of the ship that you use in Among Us for the map.
Exactly. Have a 3D mode. It's basically have Among Us in Fortnite in 3D. Like that'd be so much fun. Or however they wanted to go about that, but having them in connection
of the two.
Yeah, so something like that. I was just like, man, that's such a bummer, especially for Innersloth. They are a small indie company. It's just like 4 or 5 people, right?
Yeah, still.
It's like, it's just like they have this huge game, and it's like a couple people in an office that work together on this game. That would have been such a huge thing for them, and it's such a bummer that Epic didn't reach out to them. And then like it hit me a little later. I'm like, yeah, but Among Us didn't create that game, right? Like, so I understand how that the developer Innersloth, like they're bummed out, they're sad about it.
But Garrett, would Fortnite have done that if Among Us didn't make it as big as it is? You know what I mean?
Oh no, not at all. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just sharing my roller coaster of emotions here. Okay, just so yeah, I had this one where it's like, man, that sucks. I had this thing like, well, they didn't really make it up. Like it's not like it's their original idea, and I wanted to say that to preface because a lot of people were coming out online and saying like they stole it, they took it, this is wrong, this is disgusting. It's like, well, they didn't steal it, like it isn't their thing. But then, like I said, there's a roller coaster of emotions here. I very quickly went back to like, but no, this really sucks. Like I felt bad for Innersloth because like without Among Us, like that type of game mode would not be as popular as it is right now.
Not at all. That's the only reason they're doing it is because it is popular now.
Yeah.
They would have never 100%. Put this mode in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, man, that's
Yeah, it's sad. It's a bummer, and I feel so bad for the team. Like looking at their like personal Twitters and seeing their tweets about it, and them just being like, "Wow!" Like not even like quote tweeting it, just a blank, just like that sucks, and that's send tweet. Like it's like, man, that would be so sad. Like, them just ripping it off, and then what also then later I was even thinking, I'm like, that's not the first time Fortnite's ripped something off. I mean, their whole battle royale was ripped off of because originally, remember, Fortnite was not a battle royale. Fortnite was save the world mode.
Yeah.
And then PUBG
and then
was
it was
huge.
Flopping. And then they made they're
like PUBG.
That. Fortnite was like on its way out before they did that battle royale mode.
Yeah, they're like, PUBG's killing it. Let's do our own battle royale. And then PUBG just like, then I mean, PUBG didn't care at the time because they were huge.
They were huge, and then
but now look at like no one talks about PUBG anymore. I'm not saying there's not a big player base over there still, but you don't hear anyone talk about it anymore. Like I remember
not the way they talk about Fortnite.
Exactly. Fortnite is every week there's a new news story we could do if we wanted to. So I was like, it's not the first time I've done it. It's not going to be the last. Like we shouldn't be surprised by it by now either with Epic. Like
no, it's just it sucks when it's the little guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like PUBG was already huge when Fortnite copied them.
Right. Yeah.
But Innersloth is only 4 or 5 people, and it's like you said, they didn't come up with the concept, but this is their version of the concept. You know, and then for you to ape basically a 1-to-1 version of their concept of the game,
it's like not different at all. Yeah.
Right. It's like, come on now. Like, you know, and we know that this isn't we're not the first one to do it, but we're the first one to do it this way.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're doing it exactly this way means that you know that we do it this way and you took it.
And even the maps too, like someone posted a picture side by side, they're like a little different, but for the most part, the general even layout is like very similar. It's like, come on, Fortnite. Like you couldn't even be like completely
like you're waving it in my
map.
face, and you know I can't do anything about it because you have billions of dollars and a team of lawyers.
Yeah,
you know,
it's whack. So ridiculous, so messed up. But yeah, so that's it. You can go try it in Fortnite right now if you want, or boycott it like me. I've been boycotting Fortnite since it originally came out because I was a PUBG boy back in the day. I was like, Fortnite, what is this garbage? I like PUBG better. The next news story, Pokemon Presents. They had this last Wednesday.
Yeah, baby.
Some new games. Here we go. Headline of the night. Pokemon Unite heads to mobile in September.
Yeah, that's the headline of the night. Pokemon Unite.
Nah, just kidding. That is part of the story. You know, it's finally coming to mobile devices September 22nd. Pokemon Cafe Mix is getting remixed. But here we go. Here's the meat and potatoes here. What's new in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? The Nintendo Switch remakes of Diamond and Pearl will both be updated and faithful to the originals. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl will feature the originals mini games like the Pokemon Super Contest, the Underground with the Dowsing mini game, and your secret base. Players will also be able to customize your trainer's outfit and even their Pokeballs with collectible stickers that add visual effects to throw animations. Dude, that trailer they showed off, look so awesome. And yes. I've said this before. I didn't play the original Diamond and Pearl because I didn't have a DS. And I am so excited for this. Watching that, like watching the crazy mini games. Like I know in other Pokemon games they have like some goofy like little mini games. Like
there was a lot.
Like the slot machines and the Pokemon competitions and stuff, but this is like on a whole new level. Like even like the underground tunnel stuff where like you're mining like for gems and stuff. Like what the heck is this? That doesn't seem so random to me. But I'm really excited for this game, and I tweeted about it. But dude, when the Team Galaxy theme music jumps in on the trailer, I was like, this music rocks. Like if all the music in this game is like this, I am all about like the Team Galaxy theme was killer.
Man, look. Diamond and Pearl, I feel like definitely got the most slept on in the main line of Pokemon games. I think they get the least amount of love. There was a lot that those games brought to the series that the DNA is still showing to this day, and I don't think they get enough credit for it. I think there's a lot going on, or I should say a lot, not a lot going on, but a lot that was, how should I say, not planted, but rooted. A lot today is rooted in the jump from these games up.
Okay, dude. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to, and that one's coming out this fall, correct? I don't know why I can't find a release date, but it's coming out soon. It's launching alongside a Nintendo Switch Lite console that features.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Dialga and Palkia on the back of it. It's a black or like a really dark gray, but it's like almost black Switch Lite, and then with their like a
it's a move that's aping the original DS because when these two came out, they did a Dialga and Palkia regular DS, or not regular
Okay.
DS, but special edition DS.
Right. Nice. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. I was like, I don't need a light, especially since I'm wanting to maybe upgrade to that OLED, but it's like, it looks pretty cool. I like those little special edition consoles.
Man, they do special editions for. Well, they the regular one gets special editions too. They had the Mario one. They had the Animal Crossing one.
Animal
Pokemon
Crossing one.
Smash.
Yeah, no, they definitely had them,
Fortnite.
but yeah, I wish they would have more of them. Like it'd be cool. Fortnite, get out here. No one wants a Fortnite Switch.
But it's technically a special edition.
Yeah, no. You're
I
right.
wish that they would go more in on the special editions instead of just having the same body and 2 different color Joy-Con. But
yeah, like actually change the body up itself.
right,
or,
change the dot color, which they finally did with the Animal Crossing one and the Mario one. But before that, it was just like, oh, maybe we'll put a decal on it so we don't have to pay for different paint for a dot.
Right. Yeah, the buttons just being like black. It's like,
right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, give us some more variety there, Nintendo. We want it. We need it. Not that I'm gonna own like 6 Switches, but I like to look at them.
Some people do, man.
Some people do. It's crazy. They also showed off Pokemon Legends. Now is it Arceus or Arceus?
It's Arceus. They said Arceus in the trailer.
Okay, that's what I've been saying, but then I heard someone say Arceus, and I was like,
that's how we used to say it before we all found out how it was actually pronounced. I used to say Arceus. Then they said Arceus, so it's Arceus.
Okay, cool. So Game Freak showed off how Pokemon battles will work in Pokemon Legends Arceus, a definite variation on the battles we're all familiar with. When battles begin, players will have a few different style options for battling in a turn-based fashion, strong or agile styles, which change statistics on specific moves depending on situations. Likewise, some Pokemon may be able to take a few turns in a row based on their stats. The turn-based mechanics definitely look familiar, but the changes look intriguing. 4 new Pokemon evolutions and variations are coming to the new games. New Hisui region, Weirdeer, Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Braviary, and Basculegion, a terrifying new evolution of Basculin. So,
can we talk about how good these evolution forms are? How good they look? They did a dynamite job on these.
Dude, yeah, the Braviary is like, oh, dude, that's dope. The
They're all
Basculegion,
sick.
the Basculegion is crazy looking. And like reading the lore on it, it's literally just the spirits of hundreds of Basculin that died.
Put together.
Died together trying to get upriver to their home, because some of their sand.
It's just rage,
it's just
man.
Like it's just pure spiritual rage. Like it's just like the spirits of these dead Pokemon. I'm like, what the heck? Like it's so cool.
Rad.
So crazy. Very cool designs. The battles, like we alluded to earlier, they also showed in the trailer.
Slapped in the mouth by a Machamp. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
If you don't have a Pokemon and you're just running willy-nilly through the wilderness, you're gonna get attacked by a Pokemon. And if it says like, so you have a health bar, and you can faint. You don't die, obviously, but you faint, and then you'll wake up back at your camp. It's like that's insane. Like that's never been done in Pokemon. Pokemon's always been like, your Pokemon fight, and then one faints, and then you can revive them and stuff. But this is the first time like Pokemon are straight up attacking humans.
Yeah,
like this is crazy.
It's getting Monster Hunter-y, and I'm loving it.
It's so crazy.
Could you imagine fighting a legendary like that, and like you need your whole party and stuff?
I would love that. It would just be such a hilarious like meme. I think like a meme format to just like, there's like a giant legendary Pokemon like Arceus is standing there, and if you just like take all your clothes butt naked, just like you see like the backside of like your character, like just like you're going like a barbarian, like that's what I imagine, just like fist raised, like going after this legendary.
You and your Pokemon just standing there.
Yeah. Not even Pokemon though. That's what I'm saying. It's like just you, just going after this.
Squared up like this,
just holding like the Pokeball in one hand and like a fist in the other hand, going at Arceus.
Arceus is
and
just up there like, oh, I am the god of all Pokemon, and this is what you bring, a fist.
Yeah, that's I think that'd be so hilarious. But yeah, it's bizarre that you can like, if you don't have Pokemon, then okay, well, I'm coming after you. And not all Pokemon are aggressive. So I think it's cool. Like they are given like
different
Pokemon personalities. Like it's not like in any other Pokemon game, you just walk through the grass, and what you come across, it technically, I guess, attacks you, but you throw your Pokemon out in time. This is the first game where like, oh no, like some Pokemon are nice. Like there's not going to be any interaction unless you start it. Like you have to start it by throwing a Pokeball. Or like, because they were showing the video, like, or you can just walk up and like pet. I'm like, oh, nice Pokemon. Okay, I'm gonna be on my way. Like that's it. Like it's actually like real life Pokemon now. Like they're finally getting to that point where it's like, oh, this is like the anime or like in like the movies, like how Pokemon would actually react in real life. So I'm stoked for this game. If you can't tell, I'm stoked out of my mind for this. So, because I love me some Pokemon, but when they start doing just new stuff like this, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fresh. This is new. This is so cool.
And then for the people who are like, actually, I think I just, I like my traditional stuff. Hey, we got Diamond and Pearl right here for you too, baby. We're taking care of everybody.
Exactly. If you want the old school, we'll pick up Diamond and Pearl, and you get the, your stable, your staple Pokemon features there. But I'm stoked to pick up both of these games because again, I miss Diamond and Pearl, and I'm stoked for Arceus. So you'll have to let me know which one you're going to get, because I'll get the opposite of both.
Okay, good. I was just getting ready to say, because I need those trades.
Yeah, definitely have to work that out there. Cool. Anything else to add about the Pokemon Presents? I don't think there's much more that was announced, right?
No, man. I thought they were all great trailers. I think all these games look great. I don't know what people are on about. That's it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. And so one thing I did want to bring up, which obviously we won't know until we play the game, but in the Arceus trailer, you're working for what I assume is Team Galaxy. They call it the Galaxy Research Center or something like that, which Team Galaxy is the bad guys in Diamond and Pearl. So I'm like, is this literally the inception of Team Galaxy? Are you working? Is this my what if? You're working for the bad guys? This is what I mean. They're good guys, but maybe by the end,
no, dude, it's probably like a Splinter Cell. Like the team Galaxy that we know is probably like a Splinter Cell that broke off from actual Galaxy and has just evolved over the years.
What if though?
I'll give you that. What if though?
What if at the end that's the big twist? M. Night Shyamalan twist is he actually working for the bad guys the whole time? And then you got to break out, take them down from the inside. All right. Last news story. I don't want to talk long about this because we've talked enough about Skyrim over the last 10 years or whatever.
It's coming out. It's got fishing next.
It's got fishing. It's upgraded. And all of my friends are all stoked out of their minds and can't wait to play it. I'm like, it just came out 2 years ago. They just had the remake, the HD remaster 2 years ago. Are you serious? Like, why? Why do we keep playing this game? Enough with the Skyrim. Look, We're sick of it. We don't want any more Skyrim. We want Elder Scrolls 6.
Nobody is saying that Skyrim is not good.
No, okay? I'm not saying that.
Skyrim is fantastic.
But I'm sick of it.
However, I do not... You cannot... Skyrim is the Madden of fantasy games. It comes out every year. Every year. I don't need it every year. I can't beat it in a year.
No.
If you play Skyrim the way they intend you to play Skyrim, you cannot beat it in a year.
It's been out 10 years and I still haven't beat it.
Right.
So why give it to me again?
3 more versions of it?
Leave me alone, Bethesda. Leave me alone. I'm done. I don't need any more Skyrim.
Look, I bought the game. I will play the game. That's where I'm at.
I've bought it like 4 times now. And I still haven't beat it.
Yeah.
I've paid for the game 4 times in 10 years and I still have not played it. Stop. I don't need it a 5th time. I'm good. I'm good. Okay?
Bethesda will sell Skyrim after 6 comes out. They will re-release Skyrim after 6. Hey, did you guys like Elder Scrolls 6? Well, did you know the game before that one was called Skyrim? You want to see what it's about? Blam!
No, it's going to be a pack-in. It's going to be like the digital deluxe, the digital deluxe edition, or the special steelbook edition. Bonus Skyrim. You open up the label, it's going to be like hidden in there. Like you open up the case and you just see 6. And then you notice something between the paper,
download code
between the paper and the plastic, and you have to bend the case backward a little bit, reach in there and pull it out, and it's it's a download code or just a straight up this disc hidden in there. What the heck? They're literally just throwing these in trash cans now.
A warehouse full of them. Just we can't get rid of these, dude. Just put it in there.
Oh my gosh, why? Why do we need so much? Okay. That's it. That's all we're gonna give to Skyrim. That's enough. That's enough. That's too much. After 10 years, we've already given too much time.
Ugh.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna get into Adrian's Super Indie Boy segment. This is a very
That's
special
right.
one. Very
Welcome,
special one.
welcome. I'm glad you guys were all able to join us on this newly declared national holiday. I hope that you're all geared up and ready to celebrate with us. This will all make sense as soon as we get started here. But I just want to wish you a happy blank day. So,
Okay.
Garrett, without further ado,
Let's get into it.
what's going on, Super Gamer fam? Now, normally it would be a regular old Super Indie Boys. I have some heat for you, but you know what? In preparation of book club, I've been playing a lot of Hades lately, and it's just making me sit back and think about how good Supergiant Games is at games. And I really don't think that they get the recognition and praise that they deserve. They're getting it now with Hades, but I really don't think that many people know that they have been having that heat for this long. So I figure, what better day than today than to declare today, August 23rd, Supergiant Games Day, in recognition and in reverences to my favorite independent game developer working today. So what I plan to do for this Super Indie Boys is I'm going to show you the whole catalog. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to take a back seat. The games and the trailers speak for themselves, and I'm just going to let it roll. Trust me on this one. They've got a hit for every kind of gamer. Trust me, you'll see. They've been doing this a long time, and they've only gotten better. They started out strong, and in my eyes, they've only made tens. So sit back, relax, and let's do this. Supergiant Games Day starting right now.
Everything gone. Just like that. From the wharf to the wilds. You gotta hand it to the Calamity. It did the job quick. But it missed a few spots. Didn't it? Besides, if not for the Calamity, we wouldn't have this distillery chock full of the finest spirits. An arsenal packing enough heat to remind the beast of the wild who's boss. Or even that shrine, in case the gods ain't dead. The Calamity gave us something else. A story. That may not sound like much. Well, wait till you hear it. I always thought it's hard to make new friends. But making enemies, I guess that's easy. We got 4 problems. We saw their faces. We know their names. Know what they're capable of. They'll find us again. They'll find you and finish the job. Unless you find them first. You always have a plan. And now, you have something more. creators of Bastion and Transistor.
Aiutare, frati.
Meet your fellow exiles.
Gravita stop.
Join their quest for freedom.
Avete das.
Chi stava, frati?
Discover the rights. Face your foes.
Cavaras. Mortare.
Gain enlightenment. Who goes free? Who remains? You decide.
Zeus. All right, one more time.
Stupid boy, you shall never reach the surface. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
The Olympians shall make powerful allies. You can turn back, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way. That was for last time.
I just don't know how they do it. They get better and better every time. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully you saw what I see, or maybe you want to go back and you want to play one of the other. I call them greatest hits already because that's what they are. But definitely check out Supergiant's catalog and be on the lookout for our book club where we're going to be talking about Hades, their newest game. But until next time, I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.
Alrighty, guys, we're back. That was
go.
incredible.
Happy Supergiant Day.
Happy Supergiant Day to everyone. Dude, I'm so glad you did that because those games are all so good. I've played through a bit of Bastion, like really enjoyed my time. Hades, I'm obviously playing right now for book club.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing game, amazing soundtrack. Transistor is one I bought because it was on sale at one point. I still haven't played it, but it was like because I wanted to kind of play through their games in order originally. I was going to do like Bastion and then Transistor, but I got ahead of myself, and now I'm doing Hades, with their newest one. But oh man,
but look, once you finish this one, they're all that good. So like you can't go wrong picking an avenue. You just
100%.
happen to pick Hades first, but going back to any other ones, they're just as good to me. So
yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm stoked because like I said, I own them all. They're all on sale, so I bought them on Switch. They're just sitting there waiting for me. I just gotta.
That's why, dude. Every time when they put them on sale for like $3 or $4, I'm like, yo, if you know me in real life, hit me up. I will buy you. I will send you the money to buy those games every single time. Nobody ever takes me up on it, but like, I want people to play these games because that's how good they are. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, and Pyre.
But then again,
Pyre was a PlayStation exclusive, right? But it's coming to everything else now soon. Isn't that
Pyre
the deal?
was on PS4 and it's on PC.
PC,
and
okay.
granted, I think it was probably their lowest performing one. Like it got high marks across the board. It's just as good as every other game, but for some reason it just didn't hit. I don't think that they pushed as hard as they should have on marketing it.
Okay.
So I think it was the least performing. So I can see why they may be dragging their feet to put it on other platforms. But it's just hard for me to believe that all three of the other Supergiant games are on Switch and Pyre is not.
Well,
like even if
didn't they just announce it's coming soon? I feel like I remember that. Maybe I'm misremembering. Sometimes
No.
I thought it was coming somewhere. Maybe not.
I've been on alert for Pyre to get anywhere than Steam and PlayStation. Trust me, because I would love to have all the games on one system. Versus, I mean, I have them all on PC, but I don't really play games that often on PC. But I would love to have them all in the same place. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like if there is an exclusivity deal, like I don't remember seeing anything about Sony having funded anything of the development or maybe paying for publishing or anything like that. So it's just odd that it's taking so long to leave unless, like you said, that there was an exclusivity deal. But Pyre came out in, I think, 2018, 2017, around there. So whatever deal they have, it's got to be up by now.
You would think. But either way, yeah. Play the rest of them, though. The rest of them are fantastic.
Yeah. Or if you have a PlayStation, go and play all of them. They're all... You can't go wrong with any one of them. I'll just leave it right there.
Alrighty, guys. This is the part of the show where we talk about our Patreon. This is the Patreon ad. If you haven't already, go check us out at patreon.com/supergamerboys. You can support us over there just $1 a month, where you can get our exclusive Patreon show, Super Gamer Book Club, where we talk about Hades. We're going to be talking about Hades next week, next Friday, first Friday of each month. Those episodes come out. So if you have been playing Hades, because it just recently came out on Xbox and everything, it's on Game Pass consoles, go check it out. Fantastic game.
Can't recommend it enough.
Then you can listen to our show and hear us, talk about it. We're going to be having, Nate Fletcher on the show. He's going to be joining us as a guest. Just $1 a month. You can get that early and ad free, as well as this show. Our regular episodes early and ad free, just $1 a month. Our $5 tier, you get the show notes. You can see what we're going to be talking about. Leave your own comments, questions, concerns about news stories and questions that pop up on there. And then $10 a month, you become a sponsor. You get the shout out on the show. You're like, hey, check out this person. They're awesome, as well as the previous perks. And then obviously our Patreon producer, you get to kind of be our boss a little bit, So
unless you have bad taste in chicken sandwiches, then we gotta have a deliberation about that.
So you're coming down tomorrow. Are we gonna do? Oh, we should totally do a comparison where we go get the KFC chicken sandwich and go get some Popeyes chicken sandwiches. And 3 of each, because there's 3 of us, and we will sit down and rate them and set the record straight. Because I mean, we all know what you and me, we know the answer. We've seen them.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
But maybe we need to just revisit it and maybe throw a third one in there. Who knows? Maybe let's go pick up a chicken sandwich from, I don't know. McDonald's has a new crispy chicken sandwich. I don't know. I've heard it's pretty good.
Okay,
give it a shot. I don't know.
I'm game.
But so if you want to be a Patreon producer, just like Toby, $15 a month, you can be that, and basically that allows you to be able to pitch segments on the show. He has not given us any instructions yet, but I know he's been thinking of something. He's been kind of mulling it over, and so I'm excited to hear what is
let us know, man.
His idea eventually is, because in the past we've had some fun stuff. I mean, that's what kind of sprouted Super Indie Boys originally. Adrian had his own segment back with our original Patreon producer, Matt Liu. He made us watch terrible movies called Losing Reviews, where we literally just had to watch movies like Mortal Kombat and Fugitive? No. Why can't I think of the name of the movie? That's how bad it was. I blocked out on my memory.
I was going to say, yeah, you... Your brain was like, nope, never mind. We don't need that info.
He made us watch really crappy movies from the 80s, basically, and then we had to review them on the show. And it was so bad. I hated it. I mean, some of them are fun, but it's like, that's like 2 hours I'll never get back. So thanks, Matt, for doing that. But yeah, you can also support us by, if you're watching live right now on Twitch, subscribe to our channel. It's $5 a month if you want to subscribe outright, or for free if you have an Amazon Prime account. You have a Twitch gaming account. You can link those because it's the same company. Twitch is owned by Amazon. It's great, fantastic. Love Amazon. They own the world. They make it really easy for you. Link those accounts, and then you get a free subscription a month. It costs you $0, and we get the $5. All you have to do is go down at the bottom of the screen, hit subscribe for free with Prime subscription, and boom, we get it.
Done deal.
If you are interested in supporting us and you're like, I don't want to pay money, even $1, well, think about doing that. You can make a Twitch account for free. You can make an Amazon account for free. Well, Amazon Prime costs money, but everyone has Amazon Prime. Come on.
Pretty much.
Who doesn't have Amazon Prime? Or you're sharing Amazon Prime with your grandma, you know?
Right. So you have access to it.
You have access to it. So get it hooked up. Give us a sub. We'd really appreciate that. That's it. That's all I got for the ad. So let's move on to the next part of the show.
Let's go.
Which is what you've been playing. So, Adrian, what you been playing?
I've been still trudging away at Hades. Still great. Still rocking. I'm probably about a little over halfway at this point. Yeah. I spoilers for book club. It's phenomenal. If you couldn't tell already, that the fact that I had a whole Indie Boys segment dedicated to Supergiant because I love their games that much. So yeah, Hades is incredible. Be on the lookout for it. And then I've also, in my downtime, have been playing, I think I already shared that secret that I have never played the original New Super Mario Brothers. And I'm moving along. I play a couple of levels a night, just to kind of help me wind down before bed. And I am now at World 5. So I think I'm a pretty good ways in. I think there's only 8 worlds. So
nice.
If I keep up the pace, I should be done here pretty soon, and I can add that to my annual backlog total. So
nice. Which I at times I'll forget that there's that competition going on in the Discord. I'm like, I've only beaten like 2 games this year. Like, what is wrong with me? Or 3. And honestly, that's only because of book club. I think like I've finished a couple games. I did Dead Space, which that didn't even count because I was on backlog, so that didn't count towards my total. Undertale, stuff like that. It's like, oh man, I'm a failure. But getting the backlog down is always a nice, a good
2
thing.
is better than none, man. We got a lot of people that don't have any.
Cool. So you've been playing World 5. There's 8 worlds in there. Is there?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the snow themed world.
I haven't played it. I haven't played it in so long. I can't even remember. But
yeah, World 5 is snow.
Okay.
And ice.
Also, I borrowed it from a friend because it's a DS game, right?
Yeah. So you wouldn't have been able to play it either way.
That was something I played on my friends. I think for a week one time, he let me borrow his DS. He's like, here, you're gonna have it for a week. I think I mostly just played Metroid on it. I didn't even play
Smart
Mario.
man.
Metroid's awesome. Cool. I played Splitgate. Everyone's been talking about Splitgate. It's Halo.
You didn't just play Splitgate. You rocked.
I rocked
Splitgate.
Go
ahead. Tell of your tales. Sing your song.
Hear ye, hear ye. I jumped into Splitgate, Halo / Portal mashup. At first, I'm like, this is fine. The gameplay felt really good. I'll be straight up. It feels a lot like Halo, especially just playing Halo Infinite. I'm like, oh, they actually did a pretty good job at just making a really good Halo game. And then in the chat, of course, Kajoma is like, use portals. You got to use portals. If you want to win, you got to use portals. I was like,
don't tell me how to play.
Don't you tell me what
use
to do,
portals.
Kajoma.
I'll figure it out.
You tell me what to do one more time, I'll ban you from the channel. And so, anyways, I continue to not use portals because the key bindings are really weird. It's like Q and E. And so when I'm trying to like run and turn and go around corners, it's like, well, 3 of my fingers are already busy with walking. How am I supposed to move a finger up and hit Q and E to do my left and right portal, like the blue and green portal or blue and orange portal? So finally I'm like, I had the brilliant idea to put one of those over on my thumb button on my mouse. Makes it 100 times easier when I can, like, while I'm running and walking around, and I only have to deal with the E, the thumb button, boom, boom, portals set up all over the place. Anyways, the story that Adrian was talking about, this is pre-portals. This is before I got on the portal train. Because by the end of the game, that's all I was doing was portals. It was fantastic. Kachoma was right. Sort of. The match is counting down. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're playing Shoddy Snipers. Team Shoddy Snipers, which is exactly how it sounds. There's 2 teams and you have shotguns and snipers.
Of course.
I run on the corner, and the way the map is set up is you can literally just see across this room and the team's right there. Like, the whole point of it is like, boom, you're in it. Like, you're looking at each other. And with snipers, I'm like, okay, here we go. I run on the corner. I'm barely around the corner. I practically could have no-scoped it. That's the only thing that could have made this situation cooler, is if I would have just pulled the trigger. But I looked down the sights. I don't even think I moved my sights. I just looked, down the sights. I see the scope, and I just see a bunch of people. And so I'm like, I'm just going to take a pot shot in there. Boom, pull the trigger. I get a freaking double headshot, double kill. Within the first 2 seconds of the game.
That.
I know, that's like the most like just cringy thing I've ever done on stream. But I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? Somebody, Kajoma, you gotta clip that. You gotta clip that. Oh my gosh, like I could not believe it because I was not expecting it at all. I'm like, I'm not gonna. I wasn't expecting to even hit one person. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna hit anything. I'm just gonna shoot the wall, and then I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna be dead. And when I run around that corner and just like sights up, pull the trigger, basically like no nothing. It was pure luck.
You gotta retire. You gotta retire.
I got the double kill because it literally went in one guy's head, out the other side, in his teammate's head, killed them both dead. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was the greatest feeling in the entire world, like right off the bat. And I was like, oh, they're tilted now. Like to start off the match like that, like we got them on tilt. I think we ended up winning that round. And we ended up winning quite a few. The first couple rounds were rough, but once we got in the swing of it, figured out the game modes, it's a lot of fun. The weapons feel good. There's fun game modes. VIP mode's really fun. The VIP has double health, like 200% health.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but he can't make portals. And then everyone else has regular health, obviously. And so and you only get points by killing the VIP. So all like the normal people can kill each other, but the points don't ever change. You have to kill the VIP. So, and yeah, that's a fun game mode we really enjoyed. There's one that's very similar to like a griff ball type thing, where basically like you literally just have to get the disc. There's a disco ball. You got to get the disco ball, and you only get points while you're holding it. As soon as you drop it, like you stop getting points.
It's over.
And so, and then the other team can steal it from you and pick it up. There's regular team deathmatch with shoddy snipers. It's a blast. Everyone needs to go play. It's free and it has crossplay. It's on everything, right? I think it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, it's on PC. It's free because it's in beta right now, and it has crossplay. So go download it, go give it a shot. If anyone wants to play, let me know. With crossplay,
that's all I've been hearing is good things.
I can play with anyone. So Xbox, PlayStation, PC, we can all play together. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's not perfect by any means. It has its flaws, but for free,
as does any game,
it definitely scratches certain itches. So I was really enjoying it. I'm excited. I don't know how long the beta is going to last, but hopefully it lasts a while. Because I was having a blast with it. I played with Nate, with Dan, and with our Patreon producer, with Toby, and it was a good time. It was a really good time.
Cool.
And that was pretty much it. That same night we ended up playing Farming Simulator 19, but that's a story for another day. Multiplayer, no less. Well, thank you guys so much for listening this week to our episode. We appreciate it. We know this is a really long one. I don't know where we got off the rails. I feel like, I guess it's the question.
It's always questions.
The questions got us. But thank you guys so much for bearing with us, for listening. we appreciate your guys' support. We appreciate you guys listening. And remember, you can support us at patreon.com/supergamerboys. Your support over there is what's going to help. At the beginning of the show, we were asked what are our goals for the next year. So our goals are obviously to do all those things that we mentioned. But in order to do those things, the support helps tremendously. So support us over there. Like we talked about, that third show we want to do. We're not going to do it until we hit that goal. So once we hit $100 a month, that 100% of that goal, then we'll start doing that show. So support us over there, please.
Are we close?
Because we're really close, and we really want to do it. We really want to bring you guys something new, something cool. So support us at Patreon. That helps us out tremendously. And also another goal, like long-term, not within the next year, but we would love this to be our job too. Like, if we could be making 10 podcasts a day, that'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Support us over there. And maybe one day, Super Gamer Boys, we're going to be the big podcast powerhouse that just pumps out podcasts about everything.
We'll be in our office thinking, man, remember when we used to do this out of our bedrooms and offices at home?
100%. Yeah. You can also support us by buying some merch over at sgbstore.com. We got t-shirts, stickers, mugs, all sorts of fun little trinkets over there with our faces on it. Go check it out. Rate and review us on all your podcast services. YouTube, give us the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel so you know when episodes go live. We appreciate all the support in those areas. Find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Where can they find you, Adrian?
I am on everything at Homeboy.
At Homeboy. And that's it. That's all I got for the show.
All right. Well, how does he do it? For gorgeous Garrett Morlang and for the King of Golf, Adrian the Homeboy Holmes, thank you very much for listening this evening. And Garrett, take us home.
We will catch you on the flippity flop. Is that what I'm supposed to do here?
Yeah.
I got distracted. by chat. I'm sorry. It's freaking Kajoma. We need to ban that guy.
All right, let's go. I got to watch this Spider-Man trailer.
All right.